Hello everyone, and welcome to the 5th episode of the Destiny Weapon Review. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the exotic heavy machine gun, Thunderlord. Thunderlord is a slow-firing, high-impact heavy machine gun. In PvE, it takes 1 to 3 headshots and 2 to 5 body shots to take out low-tier enemies like dregs, vandals, goblins, and legionaries, with significantly more shots required to take out the highest tier of enemies. Non-major enemies with non-arc shields, centurions, wizards, and minotaurs, require 5 shots to completely remove their shields, with fallen captains requiring a little bit less at 3 shots. Finishing off these targets requires another 3 to 5 shots depending on headshots or body shots, with the centurion being a little more resilient. In PvP, it kills with 4 shots to the head, dealing 64 damage per shot, while also requiring 4 shots to the body, resulting in 51 damage per shot. Thunderlord's rate of fire varies the longer you fire it. At base, it fires at 346 rounds per minute, eventually ramping up to 642 rounds per minute thanks to the second bonus on the weapon. Its ramp-up speed is instant. You will not see a gradual increase in speed. Its reload speed is actually the second fastest among legendary and exotic heavy machine guns, at just under 5 seconds, only being beat by Song of Your Youth. Magazine capacity is low overall at 38 rounds, but is average for heavy machine guns with similar impact levels. However, this can be increased to 60 rounds with the Field Scout upgrade. Thunderlord's handling is average. It is capable of significantly increasing its stability via the Perfect Balance upgrade, but at base level it has medium recoil with this weapon kicking up and to the left. Aim time is 400 milliseconds, with weapon swap time being around 1 second. Thunderlord's hipfire performance is fair, along the lines of what you'd expect from a heavy machine gun, but it should be aimed whenever possible, reserving hipfire shots for only the closest of enemies. As for the upgrades, the first column features accurized ballistics, field choke, and linear compensator. All of these upgrades only give the slightest of adjustments overall and aren't very significant to the overall experience of using the weapon. Thunderlord's first bonus is Feeding Frenzy, where kills increase the weapon's reload speed for a short time. With a kill, the weapon's reload speed goes from 4.83 seconds to 3.5 seconds, a 27.5% increase in speed. This effect does not stack beyond 1 kill, but it is still a very good bonus nonetheless due to the heavy machine gun class typically having longer reloads. The second column of upgrades features Perfect Balance, Field Scout, and Flared Magwell. Perfect Balance increases your stability by 89%, resulting in smoother recoil for the weapon. Field Scout boosts your magazine from 38 shots to 60 shots, an increase of 58%, while also increasing your reserve ammo from 131 shots to 181, an increase of 38%. Flared Magwell increases the reload speed of Thunderlord, making your reloads only take 4.23 seconds instead of the unbuffed 4.83. The main bonus of Thunderlord gives the weapon lightning rounds, where the weapon will gradually ramp up its rate of fire, but also fires with more accuracy the longer the trigger is held down. This increases the rate of fire of the weapon from 346 when first firing to 462 at peak speed. This makes the weapon great for bursting down targets with large health pools like bosses, but essentially useless when burst firing or when taking on low or mid-tier enemies. In fact, all high-tier non-major enemies will die before the faster rate of fire starts up, assuming accurate fire. Thunderlord's lightning rounds also seem to randomly have targets explode, similar to the Firefly bonus most notably found on Fatebringer. Let's take a look at the bonuses with a little more detail. On the left is the weapon without Perfect Balance, on the right with. We can see how much smoother the recoil ends up being with Perfect Balance. But if we look at a clip where I'm actively trying to control the recoil, it's not that bad without Perfect Balance. As we fire longer, we have the lightning round bonus become a factor, and we can see that we really don't grow that much more accurate while aiming down the sights, and if anything, we get slightly more recoil. However, accuracy and recoil are 2 different stats in Destiny. How does Field Scout interact with lightning rounds? Well, without Field Scout, we start to notice the ramp in rate of fire after about 17 shots fired, going from 346 to 462 rounds per minute. Then, we'll see the weapon ramp up again after another 20 or so shots, with Thunderlord firing at a whopping 642 rounds per minute at peak speed. Using Field Scout is the only way to get Thunderlord to fire this quickly, and only after you fire around 40 shots without letting go of the trigger does this effect happen, so it'll be rare that you get this to happen. How does Flared Magwell interact with Feeding Frenzy? Well, the short answer is, on this weapon, it doesn't. Feeding Frenzy after a kill takes your reload time from 4.83 seconds to 3.5 seconds. With Flared Magwell stacked on top, it's still 3.5 seconds. Therefore, you're probably going to want to skip out on the Magwell upgrade, since it's only going to be viable in the most specific of circumstances. As for the recommended upgrades, Field Scout is something that will never let you down in any situation. I don't think Perfect Balance is required due to the weapon's decent stability, and Feeding Frenzy does enough to be your reload speed boost that you're looking for on a heavy machine gun. The first bonuses are so marginal that it doesn't matter what you end up taking. Thunderlord is a fantastic weapon that is unfortunately significantly underappreciated. It features great damage, acceptable magazine size with Field Scout, and is one of the best looking and best sounding weapons in the game. Its power is what you would expect from a slow-firing heavy machine gun. For Arc Nightfalls, you certainly can't go wrong, and if Patience and Time did not exist, Thunderlord would be my go-to, but if you have a legendary Arc Sniper Rifle, Thunderlord is great for filling your exotic slot. In PvP, it does very well, but the problem is that there's nothing it can do that another machine gun of a similar nature can't. Something like the Swarm, while no longer obtainable, still works wonders in the Crucible, featuring similar rate of fire and power. Lightning rounds in PvP is never utilized due to the fast kill potential, and I feel it is underutilized in PvE due to the nature of how it is triggered. Its biggest weakness is definitely its recoil in an unbuffed state. Still, Thunderlord is among the top tier of weapons in Destiny, and it won't be losing its place as one of the better weapons in the game anytime soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.